And now we invite you to listen to
The Soul of Detroit as ML Elrick
solves the case of the wandering
Windsor.
There's one thing you learn working as a private detective. If you keep your eyes open, you're bound to reach your goal. Case in point, I give you
Sean Windsor. Sean
is the rugged-looking boy making his way down the fourth-floor corridor of the Harris building. Right now, he's looking for trouble. When he stops in front of room
7609.
the odds are 20 to 1. He'll find it.
You asked interrogative questions out of my face. It's gone.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
That is not paid for by them. That is paid for by the people of Detroit.
You might be qualified, ML.
I'm not qualified for this job.
Let me tell you something. You want to go right now? Okay? You want to go right now?
Hey, kids, it's your old pal, ML Elrick. And we're joined by Erika Erickson back in the studio.
Hello!
And asking provocative questions of Mark and I about who annoys you. And I was going to say, Sean.
I always like to know who's annoying you guys this week.
I kind of miss Sean. I'm not annoyed by him anymore.
I miss him too.
I feel a longing, not a stirring.
Just yearning.
A longing. Yeah, maybe a yearning. Or maybe it'll pass, I'm sure. Like a kidney stone.
I knew you were going to say that. You're becoming predictable.
I find that annoying question really hard sometimes. Really, really hard. I don't know why.
Because you love everybody.
You are pretty easygoing.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's like a Teletubby. And not the controversial one.
Oh.
No. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Lala? Do you want me to keep naming them?
How about Po?
Yeah, the little red one?
I didn't even remember all the names. That was pretty good.
Dipsy, Lala, and Po.
So,
wow.
My daughter Emily had a Po costume. And we were going to a Halloween party one year, and it was like no costumes. So I didn't want to get too elaborate, but the Po costume was really, you put it on, you put the hood on, it's got the little circle on the top. And we went to this party. I was the only one in a costume, and I was dressed up like this, 6.5 foot tall Po, and this, because of the thing on the top, not 6.5 feet tall. But I was standing in line with this woman who I'd never met before, and she said, I really like your costume. And I said, what costume? And just kept putting stuff on it. She walked away. I never saw her again. She kind of spent a lot of time on the other side of the room. So,
one of my favorite things, like I never really cared for Halloween until I had kids. Then it really got me back into it. And I loved dressing up with their theme just to now mainly embarrass them.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm really bummed because their themes this year, there's nothing I can go along with. Like the youngest one wants to be a K-pop demon hunter, whatever that is. I mean, I don't know if you guys know that show, and I'm like, there's no guy role in that show. And then I even forgot what Charlotte wanted to be, but it's like, there's no guy in that role either. There's too many women taking over.
You could just go as the confused old man who's not cool enough to know about K-pop.
Well, then he's not dressing up.
No, I usually...
It could be a high concept costume. I one year went as Hank from the Venture Brothers, who looks a lot like Freddy from Scooby-Doo. So people kept coming up to me and saying, hey, what's up, Scooby-Doo? And I'm like, no, it's not Scooby-Doo. Then they were very confused.
Yeah, the Venture Brothers is
a
pretty
gone
deep
with that.
cut. Yeah.
Yeah. I went as Ish one year from...
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is
from
either.
The
I
bowling
don't think
movie?
You know what
Elrick
it is.
The Coen Brothers bowling movie with Woody Harrelson, Kingpin.
Yeah.
So I kind of went as an Amish guy. I just had a suit with no
then
tie.
You're just an Amish guy.
And a hat, and I carried a bowling ball around, and nobody knew who I was.
Well, yeah, because they just think you're an Amish guy that wants to go bowling.
They have to see one movie.
That's going to get worse and worse the more fragmented everybody's entertainment gets. Although K-pop Demon Hunters is pretty huge. It's like the #1 movie and show on.
It is odd though
Netflix.
when like you said the way our viewing is fragmented because when movies would come out, we'd all be excited to go see it and we'd all be talking about it. But now it's...
I cannot tell you the last movie I saw in the theater. I'm the confused old man
now.
It's right.
What's the last movie you saw in the theater?
I don't want to say.
Oh, now I really want to know. What's the last movie you saw in the theater?
It's been a minute.
Citizen Kane.
The last movie I wanted to see that I went to the theater for was probably Wolverine and Deadpool, which was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a few years for me too.
I want to say it was John Wick 2 or John Wick 3, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something since. And I just remember I like Keanu Reeves because I don't really care about
what
was that?
Say his name again?
Keanu Reeves.
What? 3 syllables?
My.
Is it Keanu Reeves? I guess you guys have.
No, it is 3 syllables.
made my day.
It is 3 syllables, but the way you said it was really. Is it Keanu?
Is it Keanu Reeves?
Keanu.
Oh, 3 syllables in the first.
Keanu.
Keanu. Isn't that a K-pop star?
How have
Or
you
Keanu.
always? How have you always? Okay, that was
how'd you
the
say
weirdest
it?
pronunciation.
I only like him because he's a goalie.
Like, I
He's a
understand people
terrible
can say it a
actor.
little differently, but
He's a
the way you
terrible
said it
actor,
was a
but-
whole.
That was really.
You say he's a terrible actor?
Oh no, he's not.
Yes, I am the one. Morpheus. No, you can't turn me into a
Mark,
battery.
is he the person who just doesn't like stuff because it's cool?
Exactly.
This-
I think
He's
I think
exactly
we've
who you're
established
talking
that,
about.
Yeah.
This bus can't go slower. All his roles are the same. Hey, dude, we're going
No,
back
that's
in
Liam
time.
Neeson.
No, Liam Neeson's. That's always
Neeson.
different.
Not to say that Liam Neeson isn't a decent actor. I just think, all his
Let's
roles are
do
the same.
some comedy.
Same with Adam Sandler. He's a great actor, but he's kind of always playing himself.
Would you like to hear a fun fact about
Except for
Keanu
Punch.
Reeves?
I wouldn't say great,
Except for
but-
Punch Drunk Love. He was great in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, and
But also,
Love Reign Over Me
is that
pretty good.
himself?
Well, no, I
That's a
mean
good question. I don't know.
he's been in some serious things. He's all right. I mean, he's not great, but he's okay.
Yeah, I just think a lot of people play.
Do you want to know a
themselves.
fun fact about Keanu Reeves, or however Elrick pronounced
Yeah, how
it?
did you even say? I don't even know if I can.
Keanu?
No, that's not how you said Keanu.
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 Keanu? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Let's play it back.
I got a brand that's
No, we can't. Erica's got to go. She's got to work.
No, I was gonna say Keanu Reeves is the #1 guy that is used for what's it called? Extortion online, social media extortion.
Oh my gosh.
Because a lot of people know who he is. A lot of people love him as an actor, except for Elrick, and he has no social media presence.
That's right.
So these people pop in, make these sites, and pretend to be Keanu Reeves. And I'm only going to pronounce it that way from now on.
It's so awful.
And they use him.
You can't keep robbing banks, dude.
There's a big story about it, and he is, he spends tons of money going after these fake profiles and getting them taken down because he doesn't want it to reflect poorly on him. I mean, he seems like a decent guy.
I can't believe how easy it is to create these fake profiles
insane. It is-
and how quickly.
It is nuts, and that kind of gets to the person that annoyed you, which was the villain in Unknown Number on Netflix.
So you've seen it.
I
you
loved it.
haven't
I thought
seen
it was a fantastic.
It was
documentary.
so good.
watching. I was at a Keanu Reeves film festival.
Keanu.
Well, if people
damn
haven't
it.
seen it, they're from Michigan.
Okay.
It's this girl and her friends who they're just getting stalked. And when I say stalked, I mean it's just incessant bullying messages from
it really starts
a bunch
with
of unknown numbers.
A girl and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
They were on a text exchange, and then a third person pops in. It's like, he wants to dump you. You're not good enough for him. And then it just keeps
But then it
evolving
escalates
and
to
really overly sexual, gross.
Disgusting, vile, sexual things, but also, hey, go kill yourself, things
Yeah.
like that.
And
Not good.
no, and it's one of those things where you're like, this is clearly an adult doing it because nobody, I mean, you're talking about a 13, 14-year-old girl, and anybody that age is not going to know some of these sexual terms and things, and just
Yeah, right, because she's like, what, 13?
yeah, just some of the vile stuff that was said to him. That that's got to be an adult. That was the first clue. But now I won't give the rest of it away. But they do, I think the police could have done a little better job.
The local police,
the
yeah.
local police, because once they got the feds involved, they could finally track down the spoof number. And I got to tell you, one of the best cop cams in a documentary I've ever seen. One of the best cop cams when they bust the perpetrator. It's so
Oh,
good.
they
Yeah.
get the bad guy.
They
They
do get
do.
the bad guy in the
And
bad.
is it an old creep?
I don't want
We're
to
not
give
gonna
it
say
away,
because-
even though it's been out for like 2 months. But
Okay, it's not shown.
But if you haven't seen, it,
we haven't seen him. He could
It's
be
just
trying to
shocking.
make
that's what
bail.
Sean's been up to.
Yeah, it's
it's
like,
just shocking. And again, they're from Beale City, Michigan.
Yeah,
whoa. Oh, a den of iniquity if ever there was one. Oh my god. No. Okay.
what? We kill the momentum.
It's just shocking.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. And I think the most insane thing is that slap on the wrist. This person got nothing. I don't even know how remorseful they seem to be.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think they're remorseful
No.
at all. I think they assign blame to like made up mental. What do they call it? Munchausen by
Munchausen
internet.
by
Internet. Like, you can't just create an ailment.
It's the same Gypsy Rose syndrome, Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah,
but also I don't care. People
that
want.
Kind of gives away who did it, by the way.
Oh crap!
Uh-oh.
That's all right. People, you have to be smart. To
Baron
figure that out.
Munchausen did it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well,
One of his
I guess
adventures.
not necessarily.
Been
But
keeping an eye on that guy since Prussia fell.
people always want to say, well, they had trauma or they had.
Yeah.
People try to decode why people are the way they are. My bottom line is, are they hurting you and those around you? Well, maybe it's not your job to figure it out. Mm-hmm. Get away.
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah, let's fix you and then not have you screw other people up. I guess it doesn't really work that way, right?
It's not our job to fix those people hurting us.
Yeah, nobody really wants to get help until it's like, well, you get help or you're going to prison. Say, oh, I'm crying out for help. Mm-hmm. But before that, you were crying into my phone some really horrible things.
That's why no one's ever sorry until they get caught.
Oh,
yeah, those kinds of
would
people.
stop.
Those kinds of people are different. If it's the
Okay.
people who, there's a difference. People who have remorse and there's actual. You can see the difference, but yeah, here I was just like, wow, you don't seem to feel bad at all.
No.
Yeah, here's who really annoys me. It's and this may take a second.
Oh boy,
I've
of
already
course
been-
it will.
I've already been admonished for. But when you go to court and you see somebody squirting them
What?
and
What?
crying,
Oh.
and they're just like, oh, man. The people who annoy me are not them
Never
because I
heard it.
totally expect that to happen. It's the judge who goes like, clearly you're remorseful. It's like, what? How many times have you had some lying bitch in your court or some scumbag who's just like, they're crying for themselves. Don't
Yeah.
be taken
Always.
in by it,
Always.
Your Honor. Instead, they're like, well, clearly you're
Well, there are some
remorseful.
judges who see through that, and but you're right. There are some who
Yeah.
don't.
Now, I can see somebody who's like, I was drinking and I ran over somebody, okay, clearly you're remorseful for that, but it's like, I cheated all these people and I stole all this money and I own an island and now I feel so bad about it.
I've
It's
been
like,
hurting
give me a
people since I
break.
was a teenager, and I've killed all these people, and I conned them over and over for years and years. And
Yeah, it's the repetitive behavior.
Now
It's
you know
the
why there's no
pattern.
cats
Yeah.
in my neighborhood, but it's because I have allergies. I didn't really want to kill them all. And those cheerleaders.
What?
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for those guys.
what?
You know, they kind of the serial killers you tend to find in those neighborhoods. There aren't a lot of cats or birds or other things.
because they
that
start
they
with-
kind
they
of
kill-
start
they
out
kill
with.
animals
Oh
first.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's not that I'm a serial killer. I just have bad allergies. Yeah, I don't think so. Enjoy life in
What
the
serial
cell.
killer said that?
Dahmer.
Yeah, I think
He said he
it's-
had allergies.
I don't
No,
know.
no,
but
I know, I'm
he's
just saying-
the
I was
most-
like, wait, I thought
he's the
I'm just
most
saying that's the
notorious.
alibi. It's not that I hate cats. I just have allergies. So I didn't.
Yeah, but Dahmer killed a bunch of animals
Yes.
in his neighborhood before he
And I think
decided
there's-
to graduate to humans.
Yeah, well, it's what's next? AI? Actually, I wouldn't mind if he killed AI.
Oh, that's a thing that's annoying me. AI.
It's so.
Having an 11-year-old, you are exposed to a world that you didn't know existed. And so she's really into Roblox. And I know
Yeah.
there's been news stories about Roblox. It's like, you don't ever chat with anybody on Roblox. That's
Well, yeah. There's online predators on any platform,
Anywhere,
so not
yeah.
necessarily just Roblox.
I think that's
Yeah.
a very fair point. And she's a smart kid. She's very of course she's half me, but she's very cautious about what she does. But she's into one game on there that she plays with her friends, and it's called Steal a Brain Rot. And there have been so many AI songs, like it's hard to explain, but they have like fake Italian words, and then they use AI and they make fake songs using AI and using these words. It's just pure gibberish. And I snapped this weekend because I could not stand hearing it anymore. I'm like, this is not real music. This isn't. There's so many better things you could be listening to. What is this? And it's just, I need to remind myself that, this is just the weird 11-year-old culture that exists
Oh
right
my
now. 'Cause
gosh.
it's not harmful. I just hate that I know someone's sitting behind a computer just putting these words in and spitting out songs
When
and
there's
making
actual
a shitload of money
musicians.
on it. Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
making a ton of money on it.
And there's a real language
100%.
called Italian.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But,
So
it's
there's
for
the
fun.
difference. I'm a little older, and my daughters are a little older, so my annoying music is Crazy Frog. And does anybody remember Carmel Dancing?
See?
Crazy.
No.
It's like this high pitch,
Where'd you
beep,
where-
beep, 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 beep,
Oh,
beep,
I do know
Crazy
that.
Frogging, beep.
I
It's
do
like
know that.
Baby Shark, same sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So
But it
it's
was a
always-
generation before that.
There's always going
And
to
Alvin and the
be
Chipmunks.
something, and that's what I remind myself. I'm like, she'll be done with this game in like a month and just be like sick of it, because just like she was with skincare videos, Like she's just
right.
over skincare
but
videos
I think it's the AI thing that you're talking about.
The
though.
AI
like
thing,
it's working with the Keanu and the Brad Pitt. Hey, I need
it.
$200,000 from you.
Is that Mr. Reeves to you? Keanu. I'm thinking of a Halloween
I can't
costume.
get over how you say his name.
We could
It's
do as
so
a
weird.
show.
Keanu.
Yeah, you know the good thing about this show is I have such a healthy ego that when I come
gonna
here,
try and
just
get him on the
pound it
show.
on.
The
It's-
Keanu.
Just come on the show and tell him how you say your name.
Just make sure that it's
Keanu.
not his fake identity who agrees to come on.
Or it can be. I don't care.
Now wasn't? You know
care.
what?
I'm not gonna know.
Maybe the last movie I saw in a theater was Keanu, the cat movie with
You said it was John
with
Wick
Key
3.
and Peele.
Yeah.
No, but I think Keanu came out since then, didn't it? I think so.
I don't know.
Oh, the Keanu movie. Oh,
Where it's the
gotcha.
cat, they're trying to get him, and the cat goes, and the gangsters have the cat. They're trying to get and Key and Peele are trying to be gangster, and
Oh, okay.
it doesn't. It's a great movie. You should see it.
I'm really torn on AI. Do you guys ever use AI? Do you
Once
use
in
it?
a while,
What do you use it for?
I'll look up something on Chat GPT, kind
Sure.
of like a Google type thing.
Like Gemini? Like Google uses Gemini.
Yeah,
When you go to-
and
yeah.
once in a while, I'll take my broadcast script and I'll say, just turn this into past tense.
Oh,
But
that's pretty simple.
But that's the only thing, because we have one called Spark
Okay.
that we just put our scripts in, and then we can make it into past tense. So
Interesting.
Because we have to write our articles, but
But aren't there newspapers arown that are strictly AI generated, or they just clip and paste?
I don't know. It just freaks me
hope
out
not.
because
No,
if
it's
you
small
put something in
markets.
there, doesn't if you put something in Chat GPT, doesn't it own it?
Oh,
doesn't it-
really?
Ooh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's the thing. I don't know. And I have friends who will go in there and they'll talk to it like it's
That is so fucking weird to me. I
and
don't know why.
and get health advice and get all this stuff, and I just wonder, what if I don't know. I don't want all my personal information in there.
I don't.
Or what if it starts telling you to take Tylenol?
Oh, that whole thing.
That's very bad. All of a sudden, it's very bad. But no, I don't like AI. But when I
By
type
the
in
way,
Google,
I love saying that something's terrible and dangerous for people, but we're going to leave it on the market.
Yeah, let's just leave it.
But I guess not everybody's pregnant would be the answer to that. But it's like, okay.
What are you talking about? We're all pregnant.
Yeah,
No,
one way or the other.
I think I came back. I'm postmenopausal, so I'm safe. But I will type in something in a search thing, and the first thing that comes up now is AI. It's not the first 5 choices.
I know,
most
it'll be
popular
that
ones.
top.
Yeah, and I'll
Here's
read
your
it, and
generated response.
I'm like, I hate AI, and then I start reading. I'm like, oh, this is kind of
Well, when you're
You know,
talking
it's
about,
like,
you're talking
oh,
about doing
shit.
it on Google, right?
yeah, or
yeah, when you put
I
it
think
in
probably is
Google, it'll generate. Here's your AI
Yeah.
response.
At least Google
Yeah.
will show you the main source of where
and if
they
it
got
if
it
it
from.
sources it, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. Then you
Yeah.
can go to the source.
Oh yeah, no, but I hate AI. But when that comes up, I'm like, that is kind of handy. And I think that's AI is sort of like the ultimate just the tip technology where you're like, I don't really like it, but this part, and then next thing you know, bang,
Yeah.
then you're not taking Tylenol.
It's just those videos of people that freak me out.
Like slop, the AI slop that's out there,
Is that what
or
the-
you mean? Oh, you mean where people actually use it to commit a crime? I
I
see
guess
what you mean.
both, because
Well, AI slop
they're
is
making
just-
people's voices
Yeah.
and celebrities. I mean, who knows what they could do with. My worry is, yeah, okay. So what if there's a video of someone out there and it looks like something and you can't prove that it's not?
Oh, the deep fakes. I've always, the deep fakes have not turned out to be as big of a problem as I thought they might be.
But this is just the beginning, is
gonna
I guess
get
what
better.
I'm
The
saying.
tech will
So-
get better.
Well, yeah.
better.
Now that you look at it and you're like, I have no idea who that is. That could be me. People come up to me all the time and tell me
People
crazy
believe a lot of
stories.
things on the internet too. It's
Well,
weird.
and that's what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say one thing is inherently bad and evil, because there are really good applications for AI. But then I start thinking about what's the newest technology we've had around? Oh, social media. That was good for a while. People got to reconnect with people they haven't seen,
And now look
and
at
share their
people.
thoughts. And now I just think it's a fucking cesspool.
It's
and
a
I never-
cesspool. People don't talk to each other. People
No.
don't make phone calls.
I never go. I rarely go on Facebook, and I was on there maybe a month ago because there was one of those. Here's Steven Tyler at the bedside of Phil Collins, which I think is really funny because it's so ridiculously bad AI. If you open my Facebook now, every single
it's
is
all
that kind of
AI.
shit. It's
Oh, really?
and then these
so
sites
annoying.
will push them.
But that's the algorithm, right?
They'll push them out as though they're real, and people believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's destroying. That's what scares me.
Because
people are believing
curious.
them.
They're not curious to find out if something's true or not. They just go,
They're
"Oh my
just
god, look at
sharing
this,"
it.
and then share it, and it's like, okay, that's such.
And then those people are
bullshit.
making money, and then
Yeah,
false
it's a
narratives are
grift.
getting out there, and then
Most,
then here we are.
Most of those false narratives are benign and don't really, they don't really do much. I mean, when you have, there's other ones that then kind of snowball and become real issues. And I mean, I think we kind of saw that with Jimmy Kimmel and what he said, and the pushback became an excuse to try and force him out of ABC. That's my opinion.
right. And then we heard who said, "Hey, no, we really got rid of you because of the ratings."
Well, that's what I mean. Now it's kind of snow because I still, and boy, people got mad at me for saying this. I still am struggling to find out the exact quote they keep pulling and posting about where he's like, I think the quote was, I'll paraphrase, the MAGA crowd is doing everything they can to make it seem like Charlie Kirk's shooter was not from the right, which is factually wrong. I mean, it's just
The exact quote that he said on the show?
Yes, and that's
I was going to say, I
one-
just heard it again, and he said...
And that's the one that everybody clipped and shared and got angry. Now, there's a group of people that really do not like him, and I think they use that as an excuse. And then you have Brendan Carr, the head of the FCC, going on Benny Johnson's show saying, we're going to do this the hard way or the easy way. And I think they really pressured Nexstar and Sinclair to pressure ABC.
Well, Sinclair is not going to be broadcasting the show.
Yeah, which, I don't know. I don't know what that does for them.
It maybe gives them a better chance to buy Tegna, which is the other station group they wanted to buy, but Nexstar outbid them.
Exactly.
I mean, we talked a lot in the last administration about weaponizing government and all this other stuff, and boy, oh boy, it sure seems like government's still being weaponized, maybe even at a more effective and more widespread manner, where you've got. We've got to prosecute these people. We got to go after those folks because they're my enemies, and it's just nakedly apparent that people want to go after folks. But if Jimmy Kimmel, if they can't afford his show anymore, if the ratings are terrible, I liked it back when the Republican Party said businesses should be able to run themselves without government interference, and now it seems like
what about regulations?
Yeah, I mean, I thought regulations were bad. Okay, but now we can't. We can't get vaccines. We can't take Tylenol. We can't watch certain shows. I kind of take the more libertarian approach where do whatever the hell you want, and if it sucks, then you pay the price. But maybe we make sure you don't drink water with lead.
If his rating sucks and that's
bad.
the reason, fine. I personally love comedy. One of the reasons I love comedy is because it's uncensored and because people say what they want. And so when I see something like that being censored, that scares me. Just like it would scare me that what is next, like the media.
Yeah, and I think we like it when people push the edge. I think.
But if that were the reason, if the ratings were the reason, that is different.
But I think people fail to realize, like with a lot of these late night shows, they're called loss leaders. Like they'll lose money on it, like they lose money on the NFL. Those networks don't make money on the NFL. They use it to promote.
But you're right. He is on a network show. He's not doing a stand-up special.
Name a bigger ABC personality than Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, he is that network.
David Muir.
Exactly.
Donde está? Where is it?
Nobody,
I love those ads. It's like, if you just speak Spanish, don't say it in English again. They speak Spanish, which is why you spoke Spanish. David Muir. I'm in Afghanistan. I have to fart. I'm in a helicopter. I have to fart. I'm in Katrina. I have to fart. I'm eating a piece of cake and I have to fart.
He's very active.
You hate David Muir?
He annoys me.
I think he's great.
I think he's great too. And he has to fart. He just always looks. He always has the same look on his face, like David Muir. Just bring the eyebrow down, dude. Mr. Spock's dead.
Oh my God.
So's Dr. Spock. Not the same guy, by the way.
I do have to go to work.
Yeah, on that note, Erica's like, I stayed too long.
After you killed the
now
show.
we're going after David Muir. I'm out.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if ABC wants to lose money on Jimmy Kimmel, that should be their choice, right? Run your business the way you see fit, and if you run it into
if
the
he's
ground,
losing money, get rid of him.
Price.
But once
for that
again,
reason.
Don't lie to me as to why he's being suspended. You're not going to be
Exactly.
suspended because you're losing money. And honestly, if he came out and, I don't really care for, I can take or leave Kimmel. It doesn't do anything for me.
I don't even watch him, to tell you the truth.
I don't.
Does he still have Guillermo? I find that to be a tired bit.
I don't know.
But,
and I don't, I'll
and he
openly
hates
admit,
Matt
I only
Damon,
know
that's tired,
I only know a few things about Charlie Kirk. That being said, if Kimmel came out there and was celebrating the death of the guy, then fuck him. Right? But
Yeah, that's
I
not
just
okay.
I'm struggling to find out what was so bad, and then it dawned on me. It's like, oh, this is the excuse. We just don't like him.
Well, the whole thing about canceling, and I'm not going to say this is a tragedy because obviously it's just a little bitty thing, but I always thought it was a shame that Gilbert Gottfried got canceled and lost his Affleck gig because he made a joke about I thought he made a joke about the tsunami in Japan.
No, it was. Oh, maybe what?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think you're right. I think you're right. He did
And,
make a 9/11 joke that was very infamous. But yeah.
Well, you know what? Then the market will take care of him. He just won't have any audience. People won't go to his shows. And I think
the market did take care of him.
Well, I mean, but I think Affleck dropped him immediately because this is too soon. And I think he made that joke, didn't he? He's like, too soon.
Yeah.
But to me, that's a cancel. I don't like that. I think comedy should be edgy. Comedians should push it. They may not want to do the creepy stuff that some of them do privately, but on stage with their routines, we want them to take us to the limit because that's kind of what's exhilarating. I think that's kind of what people really like about Donald Trump is he takes it to the limit. He goes across the line and people are like, yes, finally somebody's not afraid to say, and that's kind of I don't like the old it's funny when I do it type of thing, but when you do it, it's offensive. Of course, I do think it's funny when I do it, and people don't agree, but they still seem to listen, and they still seem to support us through Patreon, although not this week. So if you're watching us on Patreon, I have some bad news. You won't see Eric again because she had to go to work. Oh, man. She's got to go make the news, break the news at Channel 4, so please catch her at WDIV. But we always love having her here, and we hope that the other empty chair, Mr. Sean Windsor, will be back soon. He is, I think, recovering from covering your Detroit Lions, who beat the Ravens last night. Mark was very happy about that.
That was a great game.
Sadly did not watch the game, but I was...
What's wrong with you?
I was working late. I was trying to get some stuff.
You had a whirlwind of a few days. I don't know if you want to talk about it. I'm a little envious and at the same time exhausted by knowing what you've been going through.
Yeah, well, let's start with things that annoy me, and then we can get to the fun start. But I had a story that was published on Monday in the Free Press about Mary Sheffield, the city council president, who's the front runner for mayor, who took some free tickets. She asked Comerica Bank for some tickets to the Jeezy show, which was like one of the biggest shows of the summer in Detroit. It was like prom.
Can I ask you real quick, is that a common thing where politicians will ask, I don't know, vendors or banks or companies for free tickets? Is that common, or is this a Sheffield thing?
Well, if you're asking me if it's commonly known or commonly documented, I would say the answer is probably no. But does it happen a lot? I think the answer is yes, but not too many people come clean until old ML Elrick calls them and says, "What's up with the Jeezy tickets?"
I think it'd be very different if you're like, "Hey, we have these tickets. Do you want them?" As opposed to she's going and openly asking for them. And
there's a couple issues at the state level. If you say there are these tickets, would you like them? Or hey, can you get me some tickets? The law recently changed where if they are above a certain value, you have to pay the difference. So if you're let's say you're a state senator and you want tickets to the Michigan-Ohio State game, and the tickets are, you get them for $500 or something. They're supposed to pay back a certain amount of that to whoever gave them to them because there's a limit on what you can take
I'm sure
for
that
free.
Never happens.
Yeah, well, there's been some reporting in the news and Free Press on when it happens and what's supposed to happen and what doesn't necessarily happen. At the city of Detroit level, you can't take anything for free unless it has some connection to your job. Like if somebody says, hey, come to this banquet because we want to honor you, or we're doing a community partners thing, or we want you to come on this trip because we're going to show you how they built a solar field in a flood zone, then they can comp you the trip. But if it has no connection to your job, you're not supposed to take it at all. And what happened is Mary Sheffield took these tickets. Clearly, Jeezy doesn't have anything to do with being on city council.
No.
And Mary Sheffield claims that the city's corporation council told her, well, since the city doesn't do business with Comerica Bank, you can't be influenced by them, so you can take tickets. Now, the corporation council, by the way, has been donating to Mary Sheffield's campaign since she first started running for office, so I'm not sure that he's the most objective lawyer out there. But at any rate, the charter also says it doesn't matter whether they do business with the city. If they can be impacted by your decision or anything you do as a city council member or as a public official, then you can't take anything from them. Comerica Park owns buildings in Detroit.
Yeah.
Comerica Park has offices in Detroit. Comerica does, Comerica Bank, I keep doing that. That's why it's such a great sponsorship. You can't separate the team from the damn bank or the damn team from the good bank, whatever you want to think. and Comerica Bank does business in Detroit, and Comerica Bank used to be one of the city's banks, and I suspect would love to have that business again if they could get it. So this could end up going to the ethics board, and it sounds like it will be something that the ethics board will look at. And it's the kind of thing that people who worry about politicians taking things for free, that could be a slippery slope where if you don't know you shouldn't take that, what else are you taking that you don't know you shouldn't take? And I think that's a question that Mary Sheffield needs to reassure people that that this isn't something that I do routinely, because when I asked her campaign about this, they said, well, things are routinely offered to the city council president, but
you're not giving us credit for when we say no.
Yeah, but in this case, we asked for them. And I'm like, well, what else have you been offered and what have you taken? They said, we have no comment on that.
Oh, my God, what a stupid answer.
So much for transparency.
All right, so 2 questions. Number one, what is the penalty? I mean, if it goes in front of the ethics board and they go, yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, it depends what they find. It can range from anything, what they call an admonishment, which is basically a nasty gram, to criminal prosecution if they think there's enough there to refer this to a prosecutor to make it a law enforcement matter. But my guess is, they'll investigate, they'll ask questions, this thing will drag out, and we won't have a resolution before the election. But what really annoys me about this, besides people who won't answer reasonable questions that are provoked by their answers, is that the Sheffield campaign has been telling people and put out a statement that this was basically something of no consequence, put out there by a columnist who was set up by the opposition. In other words, let me translate for people, not that there's a lot of room between the lines here.
Yeah.
That the Solomon Kinloch campaign told me about this, so I wrote a column about it, suggesting that I'm in the bag for the other team or that I do stuff, whatever.
Ah, that evil media.
Yeah, well,
Way to report on something they did.
Right, we do stories and we report on things that we have meticulously investigated, that we won't report unless we have multiple sources. And in this case, I contacted them with something that I had multiple sources on, and they confirmed it. So it's true. Well, but
you're not supposed to say anything about it.
Well, but the thing is, that's how we work. And campaigns complain all the time that, you don't know what you're talking about. This is made up, or you don't have this. They cry foul. But then they go out and they come up with some made up bullshit like this was planted with you by another campaign. First of all, that's not true. Second of all, when the spokesperson said, we know where you got that, I said, don't assume anything, because you know what happens when you assume. And I'm already an ass, but you shouldn't be one too. So they know. I was asked, did you get this from them? They know I didn't. This is from original reporting. But my problem is the hypocrisy. I guess that's when I boil it down. The hypocrisy of claiming, the media does all this stuff that they don't know about, they have an agenda. Our agenda is the truth, but a campaign's agenda is to get somebody elected. And when you're doing that, the truth is the first casualty. And so that's, when we talk about things that annoy me, people who say things and accuse people of things that aren't true when they know they're not true, or they at least haven't done any work to try and determine whether they're true. Listen, we don't print shit unless we know it's true. or we have every reason to believe it's true. And we give people every opportunity to tell us that it's not true. In this case, true. Answer the questions.
God, I like the way you put that with, the purpose of a campaign is to get elected. So the truth is the first thing to go. But it's almost like they didn't read the article because you're not very favorable to Kinloch in it because you point out that his wife got free tickets.
Yeah, I mean,
and that seems like a loophole, really. I mean, because she can accept everything she wants, but
because
he can't. Not that he went. I mean, she went to the concert as a friend. I mean, they had seemed like a reasonable answer as to why she got free tickets.
Who? Robin Kinloch?
Yes, Robin Kinloch.
Which is Salman Kinloch's wife. Yeah, because, I mean, who knows? Are they really working on a summer program together? But she was given
Probably
a free
not.
ticket. She's a private citizen now. She hopes to be the first lady. If she becomes the mayor's wife or her husband becomes the mayor and then she's by default the mayor's wife, then she can't take it. But when you're a private citizen, you can. Should Sheffield have taken these? I mean, I will let people make their own judgment. She's paid a good salary. She gets a free car. She seems to be able to afford the things that she wants and needs. Maybe you can get your own concert tickets. The other thing is, she didn't even go to the show. So
that's true.
So they said, well, we gave these tickets to, people who have contributed to Detroit or who are neighborhood activists or whatever. And I said, well, they sound like fine people. Would you mind telling me who they are? No, we won't. So that seems odd to me. If these are such great people and you've rewarded them, why not let us know who they are? I mean, maybe we would like to help them or their program too. Maybe this is a way to shine a little light on them. The problem is these folks don't want to answer questions. And when you don't answer questions, you leave people suspicious and you leave them doubtful. And I really think if you want to be the next mayor of Detroit, and I'm speaking to anybody who wants to be the next mayor of Detroit, even John Barlow, because we know he's going to run again in 4 years. When you're asked reasonable questions, you should give truthful answers.
Well said. And now, a word from our sponsor.
That's Luke Nowacki. This isn't really breaking news, so unlike TV, we're not going to do the sounder, breaking news. I just ate a bagel. It's always something lame, but it's got to have the breaking news sounder. They got to have the stinger on there so you feel like, what just happened?
Have you ever noticed everything on NBC Nightly News is breaking news before the on the Chiron on the bottom there? Every single story. It's like, it's not breaking. I already know about it.
Did I tell you about my last day at Channel 4?
When you weren't allowed to go on screen?
No. That was my last day at Fox 2.
Oh, okay.
And I was on Fox 2 yesterday, so that was kind of cool. But talk about the Sheffield story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with Brandon Hudson. Great dude.
Well, he had you on. Of course he's a great guy.
He's very forgiving. I think he just liked being on the same screen as an ugly guy. He's like, I'm a good-looking man, but with this guy, I'm an 11. But Channel 4 was so into breaking news, and a lot of the stations are, that my very last day was a Friday. They sent me out. I was working the night shift, and you get in about 2, and you're like, what's going on? It's like, just get out there. We'll find something. Okay, so you need to be live at 5 with breaking news. Okay, whatever. So they say there was something in Southwest Detroit with a train, and it's a big deal. So get out there. Okay, we're rolling. We get out there. Nothing. We go to every train yard in Southwest Detroit. Nothing. We call back and say, hey man, there's nothing going on here. We got no breaking news. There's not even like charred earth or something. There's nothing we can do. So they're like, okay, well, we'll find something. So I take my partner, my photographer, to Gannella's, which if you've never been there, great sub shop, great little old-time market in Southwest Detroit on 4th Street. So we go out there, we get a couple subs, we're kind of just chilling in the truck, eating the subs, like, okay, we got breaking news on the east side. I'm like, we're in Southwest Detroit. It's like 4:30. We'll never get there, establish the truck set up, get the camera going. Like, doesn't matter. Get going. I'm like, we'll never make it. Like, we need breaking news. Get going.
We need breaking news.
But it takes, 5 or 10 minutes to get the truck to hit the satellite link to all this. We're sending a truck. We'll have a truck established. As soon as you get there, jump out. They'll give you a mic. You're going live. I'm like, but how will I know what's going on? They're like, just get there. So we're tearing ass across town to get from Southwest Detroit to the east side. We get to the east side. I jump out of the truck. They toss me a mic because the mics are synced to the camera, so you can't just use the mic you got. I look around, I'm like, what is this? Like, there's some neighbors standing there like, well, a car just ran into this house. I'm like, is everybody okay? Like, yeah. It's like, what about the house? Yeah, it kind of dinged up the siding a little bit. What about the car? It kind of bent up the grill. I'm like, this is breaking news. They said, shut up, you're live. I'm like, hey, I'm ML Elrick coming here from the east side where it looks like a car has just run into a house. And I got no sound. I haven't interviewed. There's no sound bites. There's no police. There's no nothing. There's no homeowner.
But you're there. That's what matters.
But
That's
I'm
half
there.
the battle.
Yeah, and I'm telling it, and there's no news. There's no news. And so I'm just tap dancing with nothing to say. And then, you've talked for maybe 30, 40 seconds and you've run out of stuff to say. And then you got to kind of, wrap it up. And the last thing I said was, so that's it from the east side. And I guess if this is your car, you're probably going to want to get to a mechanic real soon. Live from the east side, ML Elrick, Local 4.
I wish you still had your sub with you, and then you could have just gone,
God. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
very
man.
nonchalant, like, something's going on here. I'm eating my sub.
And I think I have that video, so I'm gonna have to
I'd
dig
love
it
to
up
see
because
that.
it just, and that was my last story at Channel 4. I was like, that's it, I'm done.
Way to go out on a high note.
That's it, gotta go. That's it. Yeah.
Well, you do have breaking news, though.
Oh, I do have breaking news. Football season is here and has been for a while. If your plan for retirement is to hit an 8-leg parlay, maybe you should call or text Luke Nowacki at 248-663-4748 after that fails, because it will. Even if you get 7, you're not going to get the ocho. Or maybe you could call him even before you place that long shot bet. The key to long-term investing is to have less anxiety in the markets than Maz has in the concourse at Spartan Stadium, where they are still serving Sparty Party, a delicious beer. But yes, don't worry. Let Luke do the worrying for you, because when you call Luke at 248-663-4748, he'll make it all about you, sweetheart.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc. member FINRA-SIPC.
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc. is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent.
Mosaic Wealth.
Inc.
I would argue you could call him after you hit that 8-leg parlay to make that money grow even more. But that's just me.
Oh man, the geeks have inherited the earth.
Did I do that?
What a dork.
Does him wanting to play with us again mean that he's turning into a geek, or we're turning into cool guys?
So this week's geek is kind of twofold. It's everybody who says they don't like cancel culture, but then wants to cancel people. And it's people who have amnesia when it's convenient, who forget that this show has always been against cancel culture. We're against cancel culture during the first Trump administration. We were against cancel culture during the Biden administration. And we're against cancel culture in Trump 2, or as he would say, his third term. I mean, look, folks, we've said it forever, and I've said it since long before podcasting, and even back when I was when I had blonde hair and couldn't grow this magnificent beard. You have to protect the extreme to preserve the routine. And Charlie Kirk, whatever you think about him, left or right, was right. There's no this kind of speech. There's no that kind of speech. There's just free speech, and we have to protect it. And how sad is it, by the way, that people are now fighting with each other over how they feel about Charlie Kirk. You can have your views about whether he was a good guy or whether he was a bad guy or whether the right is right or the left is right or whatever. But the man died. He died
Murdered,
for what he
assassinated.
believed in.
Yeah.
He was shot in
horrifying.
cold blood.
Yeah.
He's got a family. And I'll tell you what, Trump going up there and kind of doing a little mini comedy routine at the memorial service, I don't know how appropriate that was, but I'll tell you, and I didn't hear everything she said, but Charlie Kirk's
wife,
widow,
Erika,
I'll tell you what, man, we don't do hero of the week, but if we did, I think Erika Kirk, you would be our hero of the week.
See you again.
There's an all-night party in room 7609. And you can dance together all night if you've got the time.
Welcome to room 7609, which, as you referenced, as Mark referenced in our intro, is a place where Sean finds all kinds of great stuff. He's always happy when he gets to room 7609, if only because for him, room 7609 is the commode where he takes his weekly bathroom break. But we are brought to you by the Caju Cafe, where on Wednesdays it's karaoke, and this week it's going to be the Just Alone, the Brown Thrasher, Tears of a Martian, and Annie Bacon are performing. Karaoke is always on Wednesdays delicious. As well. Thursday's the Jazz Jam with Bill Myers Group, the longest-running jam session in Detroit. Friday, Super Crunch, Grateful Dead tribute. You know them. You love them. They'll be there on Friday. Saturday, more covers. The music of Led Zeppelin with Barbara Payton and Chris Kurzawa. Sunday, Mitch Ryder. This is, I wish I was in town because I would love to see Mitch Ryder of the legendary Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Oh, God. He's going to be there with Pazman Super Session and Planet D No-Nay. Monday, Tasha Owens and the Stable Dudes Open Jam and Muscle Madness. All you can eat mussels. You know, I got to tell you, I'm not an epicure, but I had no idea there's like 50 different ways to prepare mussels. When you go to the Caju, they know them all. They do them all. You can eat them all because it's all you can eat. There's always a good time on the east side. For more, go to cajucafe.com. And we appreciate them sponsoring our music segment. We're a little bit behind because we've had so many great suggestions, so please keep them coming in. Of course, bring the stories. This one from Todd feels a little old because we were talking about Connor Stallions, except on Saturday, I was in L.A. at USC, beautiful campus, kind of cake eaters there, but beautiful campus, and I ran into a guy wearing a Michigan jersey. I'm like,
sharpest dressed man in the area.
He was a fine gentleman, but he shows up and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing here? This is Michigan State USC. Now, of course, USC plays Michigan next. So I said, what are you, Connor Stallions Sr.? And he says, get over here. He gave me £1. We took a picture, and it's just great that we can have some fun with this, and we can still laugh at one of the greatest crimes ever committed. right up there with several mass murders and financial crimes. The Connor Stallions caper. So Todd says this one is for Mark and his beloved Wolverines and his good friend Connor Stallions. This song clocks in at just over 2 minutes, so it may not be long enough for Sean's bathroom break. Enjoy. Todd's right. Here's the Clash with Cheat.
I get violent when I'm fucked up. I get silent when I'm drugged up on excitement. Don't get none, I go wow. I don't know what can be done about it. If you play the game, you get nothing out of it. Find out for yourself. Try being a goody-goody. You better cheat, no reason to play fair. Cheat, or don't get anywhere. Cheat, if you can't win.
Todd, you nailed it. And a short story. You know, we are the home of long stories and short stories well told, but we love the stories. Short song, short story, that works. Sean is really going to be mad he wasn't here for that one. And he does like the Clash. This would be one of the few bands he actually likes in Room 7609.
Yeah, me too. Love the Clash.
Please send your stories and your songs to mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. Program note, shame on me. A couple weeks ago, I credited Mike Johnson, who's a big fan of Gangster Fun, with giving us a Room 7609 selection. He contacted me and said, no, it's not me. It must be the other Mike Johnson. And you know what? He's right. It was actually Mike Johnston who gave us that story. So thank Mike Johnson with a T and always Mike Johnson without a T.
How dare you make such a mistake?
It was pretty bad. And I challenged you last week, folks, to say, where was that BSA Time to Move video shot? That was the great Detroit new wave band from the 80s. And we have a couple of things here. Mr. Magoo checks in and says, hey, ML, I emailed Gary Spagnola from BSA, and he wasn't certain of the location. His response is below, but someone in the YouTube comments thinks it might have been here. And it's 612 Prentice Street, which is in Midtown, formerly known as the Cass Corridor. Just Prentice, if you know that area, is right near the Bronx Bar, just off of Cass. So I think that's probably right, or at least it's in the neighborhood. Yeah, and
I like the fact that the guy who was in the video or helped make the video doesn't even remember where it was filmed.
Well, and here's what Gary tells Magoo. It still amazes me after all these years that BSA is still semi-relevant, and I love it. I don't remember the exact location, but I recall there were some holes in the roof we had to circle so when I was dancing around, I wouldn't fall through. That sounds very much like the Cass Corridor in the 1980s.
In the good old days, yeah.
Before it was bougie, shishi.
Before it was Midtown?
Midtown, yeah. I believe the guys in the band hoped I would fall through, as it would have made a great video. Thanks for sharing. Much appreciated. So, Gary, love BSA. Thanks for sharing that. John Zeibel says, hey, ML, enjoyed the episode with John Keating and the Time to Move by BSA in Room 7609. According to a comment in YouTube, the rooftop sequence was filmed on what is now called the Hamilton Building at 40 Davenport Street near Woodward and Mac. Thanks, and go green. So we don't know. But please, if you can help us zero it down, Gary won't correct you, and he was there. But yeah, if you recognize that area, let us know. It's great. This is the portion of the show where we try and drag it out because we like to read all of our sponsor names and the new soulmates and people who make a one-time donation to support the show because sponsors are hard to come by. And, you know, if we have a stable base of listeners who keep us coming and who appreciate that by being a soulmate, you get to watch the show, you get the show before everybody else, you don't get bothered by those annoying insertion ads, you get the bonus episode, which last month was Erika Erickson joining us to give some great advice, and this month will be some amazing stories from John Keating, you know, and so I'm dragging it out just like I was trying to tap dance with that Channel 4 live hit where breaking news, it wasn't breaking news, all because here's the breaking news. We don't have any donors this week.
No.
We don't have any new soulmates. So
sad.
So please, I promise we'll go faster next week. If you just give it up, shake those shekels and send them our way. Remember, Sean won't be back until we raise enough money to pay his ransom.
It's kind of like, we're holding him hostage until we have enough.
That's right.
Like the National Lampoon cover with the dog.
You give us some money, we'll give you proof of life.
Do you remember that Lampoon cover with the dog?
Buy this magazine or this dog gets it or something.
Donate to the show or Sean gets it.
Yeah. Of course, the dog did get it in National Lampoon where I think Rusty had tied him to the back of the station wagon. Or what was Chevy
Family
Chase's
Truckster?
Dad's name?
Clark Griswold.
Clark.
Family
Clark
Truckster.
Griswold. Yeah. So donate or Sean gets it. Maybe that's not the incentive people are looking for. But anyway, just donate because it's the right thing to do. Oh, shit. Nobody does anything for the right thing.
Never.
How about this? You're not going to be paying a tax on overtime, tips, interest on car loans. So maybe you just repurpose that money to us because you know we'll do something better with it than Uncle Sam.
If you like the show, donate. Just put it that way.
I think we should have gone with Mark's in the first place. Sorry,
it's really simple.
We also appreciate your feedback. Please let us know what you're thinking at mlsoulofdetroit@gmail.com. Kat sends this note. You see this in today's The Detroit News? ? So fired MSU football coach Mel Tucker's attorney just happens to be billionaire Nepo baby Matt Ishbia's corporate counsel. WTF? ? Tucker's East Lansing mansion was finally listed for sale this week, and on a Spartan message board, EL locals chimed in that it was an open secret Tucker and his wife were separated while he was MSU's coach. He had a drinking problem, he was lazy, and he was chasing skirts with his brother. Then why the heck did MSU give him a $95 million guaranteed contract extension? And Matt Ishbia took all the credit for it. Very weird. I'll tell you why, folks. Because LSU stole the greatest coach in college football history from us because we wouldn't step up when Nick Saban got an offer he couldn't refuse. And he was kind of an offer you can't refuse type of guy because he left one of the best gigs in college football at LSU for Alabama and turned that into the best gig
Miami first,
in college football. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess he did go to the that's right. But yeah, so yeah, they were afraid of losing another coach who had been really successful. It took him a hell of a journey to get Mel Tucker. Now, watching Wisconsin, I'm not that heartbroken they didn't get Luke Fickell after all. Yeah. And I guess after watching Indiana and Illinois last week, I'm not that heartbroken they didn't get Brett Bielema. But yeah, they panicked, and some billionaires came up with some money. And remember, it was on this show, you heard us bitch about how much credit Ishbia and Andre St. Andre, or whatever the hell his name was, got for giving Tucker $100 million when really they only gave a portion of that. So they stuck us with this lunker, and they didn't really give us even all the money, but they...
I get it. I mean,
they pulled some of the money. I mean...
I totally understand why they signed into that deal. I mean, you can philander and drink and all that stuff as long as you win, right? I mean, that stuff's not illegal.
And he was 2-1 against
his
Michigan.
Dick in his pants and lose. Actually, if he would have just kept winning, he probably would have been. They would have found a way around it.
Yeah, and the way coaching salaries go, by the time that thing timed out, it might have been a bargain if he had succeeded. But
I guess my point is there was no way to know that he was going to collapse that hard that fast.
Well, Nick Saban was here for a while before he left. He proved himself.
It's a different era now.
Tucker was a gamble, but we need to say for the record that we don't know whether he had a drinking problem. We don't know whether he was lazy. We don't know whether he was chasing skirts with his brother. We don't know any of that. We're really just sharing some of Kat's thoughts, her opinion, which is protected by the First Amendment. Don't cancel her or us. But the issue of why they gave him so much money, we wanted to address that. And it's funny, I'd heard a rumor that Mel Tucker was spotted a year or two ago at a Home Depot or a Lowe's in New Baltimore. And I'm like, New Baltimore?
Really?
But no one else called and told us that, or no one has reported that to at least the Free Press, as far as I know. So I'm not sure how true it is, because I think Mel Tucker in New Baltimore would kind of stand out. I think somebody would have noticed Mel in New Baltimore. But I'm hoping we got the right coach. I like Jonathan Smith. I think he seems like a decent person. I'm told by Jim Comparoni from On3 Spartan Mag that he's really committed to making sure these kids go to class, which I'm really is important to me too. I don't know that's necessarily going to help the program, but anything that makes these kids be students, because that is what's really important. I was in L.A. For the Michigan State.
There's one thing
USC
championship teams care about. It's going to class.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying they
unless
should.
They're at North Carolina, where there's no class.
Well, I'm being very facetious.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of
and there's no
players.
consequences, by the way, if you don't go to class in North Carolina. But other people, they beat the shit out. I don't understand that. But one of the things that I do kind of like about modern college football is Jordan Hall, our captain on defense, got thrown out for targeting. His mother posted something on Twitter that said, I'm not going to talk about that controversial call, but I just want to thank everybody who stayed to the end of that game and supported my son and our Spartans. And I posted a picture of me and my buddy John Pompeo at the Coliseum, in our green and white, and she liked it, which was kind of cool. And then Aiden Childs, who had a great game, his dad posted something saying like, hey, thanks for sticking with the Spartans. And I posted the same picture. And it's kind of nice how you can interact. with the parents. And I hope there aren't assholes out there saying, well, if your son hadn't done that, we might have. Don't crack back at the parents who are proud of their children, whose children go out there and yeah, they're paid now. And I I'm not a big fan of it, but they still put it on the line. And Wayne Matthews III, an a transfer. Yeah, they say that he's good. He put a tweet out that said, "Hey, I'm feeling better. Thanks for all the love, and I'll be back real soon." These kids, whether you agree with them or not, whether they're paid or not paid, they put a lot on the line. They can get hurt. They put their hearts out there, and God bless them, and especially their parents. You're criticizing somebody's child. I know their child is 300 pounds and might be making $1 million, but it's still somebody's child. Don't say shit to somebody on social media you wouldn't say to their face. And if you'd say it to somebody's face, somebody's parents' face about their kid, I hope you'd be willing to say it to my face, because I'll take you to the tunnel. I'll give you a smack, but not with a helmet. Sorry. Okay, maybe we went too far there. Sean would be like, now you condoning violence. No, we're not. We're not. It's metaphorical smack. So anyways, it was great to have Erika back. It's great to be back myself. I'm leaving again.
Of course.
I'm heading out of town. I'm going to Germany because it turns out that in Berlin, journalists are more popular than they are in Washington. That's kind of a weird thing. Wouldn't have expected that at one time. So blessed are the truth tellers. Mark is going to be running the show with...
I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do next week. I don't barely know what I'm going to do the rest of this day.
You'll get through it.
I don't know.
5 stars.
All right.
It'll work. And so please tune in. Cliffhanger. Who knows who will be here?
Yeah, there you go.
I may even dial in from Oktoberfest.
Yes. Well, that definitely will happen just because I want to make you.
Where if I'm wearing bibbed overalls.
Are you going to be in Munich specifically?
They won't be green and white plaid.
Will you be at the real Oktoberfest in
Bavaria?
Okay.
Yes, but I have to tell you, as someone who ends up running and planning a lot of stuff, this is one of those trips where all I have to do is show up and
turn your brain off
and tag along. I did buy the Lonely Planet to Germany, so I will be following. I will be making some appointments for us based on what backpackers like to do, because they know the coolest places.
Great country. Mm-hmm.
And we will do a little side trip to Prague, where I'm going to go to a place we've both been, Ufleku, where it sounds like it didn't go so well for Mark. But the brown beer and pork cutlets, I think that's all they serve.
Oh, it's the Bekatrovka.
Yeah.
Stay away from those shots.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, I may have one or two. We hope Sean will be back, but that's kind of up to you. And, no pressure. You say you love him,
That's it.
Put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. And Erika will be back again soon, too. So until next week, we turn to our friend Cyrus to, in a very nice way, metaphorically, take us out.
Can you dig that?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
This is RSN, the Red Shovel Network.